on. Yes, you do, Karen, get bonus points. So we had dinner with my wife and her mom tonight. Thanks for waiting around, guys. We appreciate it. I was just telling Andrew, my daughter leaves for school on Friday, so we had dinner tonight, and I wasn't sure what time we'd get home. So, and again, as always, if you're joining us, we just start the podcast by chatting a little bit. But yep, you get bonus points. Monorail ride just isn't the same without hearing it. It's true. It is true. That's interesting that that's up there. Why is it showing that screen? That should be that screen. So now that's showing inside of that. That's weird. Let's see if it changes back to the two of us before. This is the magic of technology. Let's make them squircles. Can you see all this, Andrew? I can't hear you. Right. This is definitely behind the scenes. Now those aren't the same size. And I've lost audio with Andrew. All right, now I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yep. Okay, so I can hear you on that one. This is definitely. But it's not changing on the feed. I've got like. All right. I got back to the squircles. Can you guys, Karen, can you hear us? Andrew,
hello.
Caleb, can you hear us?
If you can hear this, Lou owes everybody dinner.
Oh, hey, there we go. We'll see exactly how long the lag is. All right, Karen says she can hear us. But now it's interesting. There's a big lag. And now I'm just waiting to see if the squircles or whatever they're called pop up. Like it's been on that screen for a long time. It's so weird. It's the magic of technology. Mm-hmm. This is why I do things live, because it's more fun this way. So it's weird. It is not showing the screen I'm on. Andrew, do you see yours and my names and the square one?
I just see two circles.
That's so weird. All right, let's see if I have to do this.
Aha, that changed.
It did?
Yep.
All right, let's try this. It's still on Facebook or on YouTube as just the squares. It's really strange. Because I've never had this problem before. But this is what happens when you start pushing buttons. All right. So on Facebook, I see the squares now with our names. And YouTube, I see it. Okay. I don't know what I did, but I think I fixed it. Because I was going to try to do this screen with some stuff on it. If I go back to that now, does it change? All right, I'm going to start in a second. I'm just waiting to see if this works. And then it's hard to test this stuff, right? Because the problem is you can test it at home and it looks great, but then as soon as you post it and it goes live, it changes. Mm-hmm. All right, there it is, the 3 one. Now come on back. Yay. Okay, I think we've got it working. Although on this Facebook, we're still squircles, so I have no idea. And still talking about it. All right, whatever. Right? Again, we don't charge. This is why we don't charge admission. No. All right, hey guys, thanks for joining us on the But Mostly Disney podcast. I am Tater, and I'm here with my buddy Andrew. How are you doing tonight, man?
Not bad. Hope everybody's doing well.
If you are, night. It is a Tuesday again. That's 2 in a row, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing all right. I did have to push it back a little bit, guys, and I apologize, but my daughter's leaving for college, and so we took her out to dinner, because she's going to be gone, and it's going to be like the goofy, extreme goofy movie.
Extreme goofy movie.
Which if you, and you can certainly go back to the VHS Club, you can go watch Caleb and I be co-hosts on that show and guests, and it was a lot of fun.
It was good.
And Caleb, I would not have asked because I still don't know the rules on what's appropriate, but you were so much a better guest than I was on that. You were awesome. I'm glad you were there. You and the other guy, Joshua, knew a lot more about the Goofy movie than I did. But tonight, we're going to talk about something we all love and know about.
And hate.
Trying to get a reservation at the Beard and Beak or whatever it is. That's been a little frustrating because I'm going to be down there this weekend, and apparently next weekend. So I'll be there for opening weekend. Is it the Beard and Beak? Is that right?
It was Beak and Barrel.
Beak and Barrel. Thank you. These are the kinds of details that I do not possess. To the ability to hold on. So from what I understand, they are now going to open them at 7 p.m. tomorrow night.
Uh-huh.
That's August 20th. So I guess while I'm waiting for Lou to come on and do his show, you can just you'll hear me screaming across the internet. And I don't really even care if I get one, but I'm going to try. And then maybe do like a live video and a real video and see what it's like in a bar that I don't drink in. But they've said it's family friendly, so it's supposed to be a lot of fun.
Sure,
and I'm hoping
mocktails or something.
Yeah, and they always have mocktails. And I'm hoping, because I'm not planning, it'll be me and my wife and my son hanging out. We're going to stay at Port Orleans for a couple of days and do some non-park things. Hopefully go meet Bob Gurr, which will be cool.
Oh, nice.
He's going to be at Forever Vintage, which is a Disney antique and
thrift store.
Yeah, thrift store, basically. They have a bunch of stuff in there from the parks and some older stuff, but we're going to go there, and he's going to be signing autographs. So I'm kind of excited about that.
So are you staying at Riverside or Port Orleans
Riverside.
Riverside.
They didn't have much left.
I learned something on Riverside. You can go fishing there.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know that. We were walking around and we went to spring break. It had already closed like 20 minutes before we got there, but they have the fishing hole. And then later that night, they did s'mores right by the fishing hole at the big fire pit.
Yes, Karen, we will definitely have mocktails in 2027. I'm also trying to get Connor from, I feel bad, I keep forgetting it, because his buddy Jeff always calls it Drunk Disney, making fun of him, and it's not what it is. And so now I can't get drunk Disney out of my head. But he does, you know, beer tastings and light drinking around the park. I'm trying not to cough. I've been a little sick, so if I don't sound like myself or I don't have my normal energy, it's there. It's just inside. And so I thought it'd be fun if he and I did a Disney Springs pub crawl where he drank and I didn't, and we'd see who got home safer. No, because I would take him home. My original idea was like, oh, think of all the money I'd save. But those mocktails sometimes are more expensive than the drinks with alcohol.
That's strange.
So no, we're not literally going to talk about how the entire dining reservation system crashed over a pirate bar. If that tells you anything of what it's going to be like tomorrow. But I thought, and it was Andrew's idea, and it's a good one, because I think we talked about some monorail stuff, but we haven't talked about transportation at Disney, which sometimes is as much of a ride as anything else at the parks. And there's like 10 different things, right? Maybe even more. 12. We'll get to them.
Yeah.
I would say 12 with some special guests.
Yeah.
Right. So, Space Mountain, I would not consider transportation, even though it does take you from a point to a point. But I was thinking at least, that what we should start with is, he's on a monorail right now.
Matthew Willie's on the monorail right now.
How awesome is that? And y'all are heading to Riverside tomorrow. We're staying actually in the royal rooms, which were for right now what they have were the cheapest things on property.
We found that last time too. It was theming is a little different, but it was pretty cool. I just enjoyed it. But yeah, it was a cheaper room than a regular 2-bedroom room.
Right, and they allow dogs, which is nice because we're going to take our pup with us. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, for I think it's like $50 a day extra.
I want to say the savings on the room was like close to like $100. It was substantially different. I was surprised.
I think we're paying $250 a night.
Yeah, that's about what we paid. Yeah,
and everything else was well over $3. And if I'd have booked 3 days ago, it would have been $229 a night. But I waited, and it went up. But I had some points. So we're going to go down and really have kind of a non-park adventure. It may take more editing than normal for the amount of coughing I may or may not do. But we might as well start at the Ticket and Transportation Center, the TTC, which is where most travel begins at the parks, right? And so they're trying to solve here when they build it, right? First of all, there were definitely some disasters narrowly avoided putting this together, because it's all swamps, and a lot of the land I think they were worried about even being able to use, and they kind of came up. They wanted to solve their Disneyland problem, right? They didn't want you parking at the front door. They obviously built all this land so that they could make sure that once you drove in, it was, original Epcot plan aside, that once you drove in, you were disappearing into it. And that's when they combined the swamp with the pre-existing Bay Lake and came up with the idea, of our normal seven Seas Lagoon, right? Mm-hmm. And so and that solved a lot of problems, right? It solved utilidors, because then they could build up the land with the sand from Bay Lake, which also from the bottom went to the Polynesian and the Floridian later. They used that. And then it created these perfect sight lines for you to build up Main Street and be able to put the utilidors in. So initially, what'd you have? You had a boat ride and you had a monorail. And that was kind of it from the TTC. Both of which are pretty much all I use now anyway when I go to Magic Kingdom, if I'm coming in that way. And my preferential being the monorail. It's interesting though. It is, if you think about it, it could be kind of a crowd, make it confusing and make it kind of aggravating that you pulled your car up, get out, think the castle's going to be there. Oh no, we still got another 20 minutes to get there, depending on lines.
Was
And
that
I
my
think,
parents' first time? My parents went. They didn't go till we went the trip with us, and we're going to dinner the first night, and we're eating at Grand Floridian. I'm driving from the boardwalk over there, and we passed the ticket center, and she's like, "Okay, where's the castle?" I'm like, "Yeah, gotta keep on driving. Gotta keep on getting it." And she was like, "What?" She didn't understand the lake. Once we ate dinner, and I showed her, she was cool with it. But when she first experienced it, she was like, "Where's Castle at?" I'm like, "It's on the other side of a lake."
well, and I guess we'll go ahead and insert here tram, right?
Yeah,
Rather than come back to it. So your first mode of transportation on a Disney property, and Karen does bring up that they're walking paths, but I would argue those weren't complete till recently, right? I mean, in the
correct.
last year,
2 years, yeah.
where you can
Well, you had
now
to
get
walk. Well, you had the walking path from Polynesian to TTC.
right,
That's always been there. But the walking path from Grand Floridian that way to the park, that's just open.
right. So now you could walk from Polynesian if you wanted, walk from Floridian, and you could kind of always walk. Karen says she had a guest who swore they took a boat from Epcot and then wanted to know how to get back on it to get back over there.
There's a pirate ship.
That's all right. In the our concert venue, I had someone ask me how to get downstairs. I was like, "How'd you get upstairs? Do that backwards." I don't know how to answer that without sounding mean. I don't have a way to tell you.
It's like asking for the basement at the Alamo.
Right, exactly. Poor Pee Wee. So you drive, park, get out of your car, walk over to the road, grab a tram, which I used to love, still do kind of, and then, but now I'm getting old and I really like close up parking spots. So that's kind of my, now if I can avoid the tram, I feel like I'm winning something there. Then a boat or a monorail. And it's changed. And now you've got buses that come there, right? Or leave from there.
Leave from there, yeah.
Because even though they've moved the bus stops up front for a while, there's still, every now and again, I've taken a bus to somewhere. I can't remember the last time, but I have definitely taken a bus from the TTC. Not on a boat, Karen, but I have taken it. So it is kind of it is kind of the hub, right, for Magic Kingdom and Epcot, depending on where you're staying. Because that is really the glory to me of staying at one of those monorail resorts, is that I can go monorail to monorail and then take a monorail back to a monorail home and be able to do a lot of stuff without ever touching any kind of other transportation. And then they had to add in rideshare there as well. So now you've got tram, boat, monorail. I won't count buses because buses are so far up now, and rideshare. So at least four.
Four there, the one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Not counting the minivans that are at the park. It's 6.
Does regular rideshare drop you off at the TTC?
TTC, then the minivans drop you off at the
up front. So if you're taking a regular old Lyft or
it drops you off at the TTC.
Gotcha. I think that's
made that
nice.
mistake one time.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No.
So originally, obviously, transportation started from there, but from there we can branch out into the rest of the world. And I just think we should start with monorail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which
was it Mark 4 or Mark 5? I never can remember.
Mark 4 and Mark 6, right?
6? Okay.
I think both of those were there. I think it's Mark 6 now. Is that right?
Yeah.
See, this is why you should jump in the chat.
Bob Gurr here.
Where's he? I did all right, now I'm looking on him. Yeah, the Mark 6 is what we have now.
Yeah.
So what did the Mark 5 look like? This is, again, always good broadcasting.
One time on eBay, you could buy one of the I think it was a Mark V monorail.
Oh, I've seen them out in the desert, and they're just sitting around. And then they used them in Vegas for a route, right?
Yeah, they did. So they did their own. They have their own now, but
No, I think Mark V was Disneyland. Mark V might be what they have now. See, we need better trivia guys in
there's
this
a
chat.
way more futuristic in my mind than ours.
So, Karen, are you saying that minivan is your favorite way to travel? Because it's not bad, and we'll get there.
It's expensive,
but sometimes worth it. And I think we did.
Yeah, we did this last trip. It was well worth it.
Busch Gardens here in Virginia had a monorail for a while, and I don't remember what it looked like, but we had a monorail here that went from the park over to the brewery for the tour.
Oh, cool!
It was cool, and they've gotten rid of that. Like all good things, they keep. I was trying to see what it looked like. Here's a video. That guy's not a monorail guy. Yeah, it was a little different. Let's see if I can do this without ruining the show. That was the Busch Gardens. Again,
Okay.
Makes for gray audio here, guys, but you join us in the chat. This is fun. So a little bit different than ours, but it took you over from the park and then to the brewery and that's when they used to have wild animals around the park. And then it brought you back into the toury where you could get off and get a tour of the brewery. And then back to the park after that. But they did have one, and it was for a long time. I mean, I rode it a ton. And that is by far my favorite way to travel over everything else. My kids as well. There are times that I like, what I guess we could just go to next, I guess, is the boats.
Mm-hmm.
I did love the boats. I do love being able to go to and from boats.
I like those smaller boats better than the bigger boats.
You are reading my mind, which I also love. And I like, and you know what? I've come to kind of enjoy the ferry.
Yeah, it's not bad. I've made my mind up. When I retire, I'm going to be a friendship boat captain or the guy that rides around on the Boston Whaler telling people to slow down.
Right? Wouldn't that be fun? Because that guy gets to go full throttle through the water.
And when he works for Disney and he rides a boat.
Have you ever rented one of those little pontoon boats?
No, we talked about it and we were going to do it and ran out of time, but I would like to do that our next trip. Our next 7-day trip is take one day, go rent a pontoon and just ride around. Have you done it?
We have. And it was a lot of fun, but it was very frustrating when you open it up and it goes. I mean, it's pretty slow. And I miss, I never got to do the little mouselets or whatever they were called.
Oh, the
little speed
water
boats.
sprites.
Yeah. My kids were always a little young, to do it on their own. And we did rent that. We rented the pontoon boat and it was great. 2 hours is like enough. I think we took some snacks, sat around for a little bit, went by the Treasure Island to see what we could see, what was deserted in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe made 2 or 3 loops around Bay Lake. Went to go look for the wave machine over by the Polynesian. Yeah. And I think the year we did it, I think they were constructing the bungalows. But we had a blast. I mean, it was a lot of fun. And I would do it again. I mean, it was a pretty good time.
One of the coolest boat rides, and we've done it a couple of times, is from the wilderness to the park, to Magic Kingdom, and you come to the backside of Contemporary, and you see the old buildings, and just kind of come in through the backside of Magic Kingdom, and it's not there, and all of a sudden you turn around the corner, and there it is. I always thought it was a pretty cool way to open up to the park, and
it's a really good reveal.
Yeah.
I like them too. I like sitting outside on them typically.
Mm-hmm.
I like the breeze, and that's hard to do if you're not in line early. It can be the one going from Puff and Stuff boat to Wilderness Lodge. That one's bigger, right? Than the little friendship boats. You've got the friendship boats, which look like little steamboats. Then you've got the covered ones. Or is that right? Or the friendship boats the one at Epcot?
Epcot, the one that goes between Epcot and Mount Hollywood Studios are friendship boats.
Right. What do they call the little tiny ones that go to like the Polynesian? And
I thought they were like schooners or something.
if I look up Disney boats, it just takes me to all the ships. I don't want cruise ships. I said boats on purpose. I just the first time we stayed at the Polynesian, I thought it was pretty cool being able to have a little boat to myself. So AI calls them water taxis.
Okay.
But that's not right, is it?
No.
All right. Let's see what Disney waterfront trend. Love taking water launch, also known as water taxi. All right, I guess they do.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Water launches and taxi are convenient.
And then you've got the larger ferry boats that go from Contemporary. Did they still go from Wilderness Lodge to Contemporary?
Yes, they do have one.
One that goes still.
I should say, I saw a sign for it at the dock, but I never saw a boat.
I did too, but I didn't see one going over there.
Yeah.
The only problem I've found with the boats, and then again, we're right that the friendship boats run from through Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and then you've got the Disney Springs. They don't even give those names, but I would assume those are friendship boats as well. No, they're a little different.
But they're wide open.
That's right. They're not the same. But I do love that boat ride too.
Yeah,
like
that's a long boat ride from Riverside to Disney Springs. I forgot how long it was. The last time we went on it was like, wow.
They're back, Karen. The ones running to from Riverside to Disney Springs are running.
Mm-hmm, they are.
Is that what you were talking about? Because Karen says, yes, haven't been running since COVID, but they are definitely back. And they were back by the time when they were doing the drone show, because I know they stopped really early.
I know it's been over a year because I've ridden them twice from Riverside in the last year and a half.
And they were getting busy because we actually didn't get to take one just because of how busy the line was. So long. Oh, from Contemporary to Wilderness, she's saying that they're not running that anymore. So. The line was so long that there was no point. We were never going to get it. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So the boats, like, and the monorail lines have been so long the last couple of times I've been there that I've taken the ferry back just because it was faster.
Yeah. Get it.
I'm just pausing to not cough. So if you see me just freeze up like that, it's because of that. And I've gotten some pretty cool pictures and photos of fireworks. Like I often leave the park, or for some reason I've been leaving the park at night, like right when the fireworks are going off.
That's what we did this last time. Well, we had dinner at California Grill. We were going to stay and watch the fireworks, and then the little one was getting tired and ready to go back for the rope drop the next day. So when we got picked up by the minivan outside of Contemporary, the fireworks had just started.
Is that all the boats? Magic
Pretty
Kingdom, sure. Sassagoula Run.
Yep.
Jim Buffett song.
Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
That's it, right? That's all the boats.
We're going to talk about extinct boats.
Like the Chinese junk?
The Mike Fink keel boots.
Uh,
Uh,
I just posted a video today. Sorry. All right. I just posted a video today of doing in Disneyland doing the canoes.
oh yes. Did you post a short of that?
Yeah, a little reel.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
And that was pretty cool. Not that there's,
Yeah,
I
that would be
mean,
cool to do.
that kind of limits your boat ride. And of course we lost the Mark Twain or the Liberty Bell. Liberty Bell over here, Mark Twain, and
Yeah, Mark Twain's over there.
or vice versa.
No, you got it right, Liberty Bell.
Okay.
Which is still around. They did not destroy it, people.
And then they have the Columbia over there too. Because we got stuck behind it. We paddled around and got over the other side and had to sit as they backed the Columbia out to get that in circulation. It's pretty cool. Another reason to go to Disneyland. All right. What's your next favorite form of transportation?
So I would have to say the railroad. But it's been down for so long. And that's back up, and now it's doing I think they call it a tender track, or I forget. It goes to Storybook Circus, I think, and back. I hadn't ridden it since they.
Oh yeah, because it goes in reverse while they're doing.
Right, it goes. Yeah, to change the spiel and everything has changed. So.
Yeah, I haven't ridden
that whistle blow. It does it for me.
So, all right. Here's a question for you. Is the railroad an attraction or transportation?
The answer is yes.
How about the monorail in California? Is that transportation or attraction?
See, I don't know. I haven't been on it, so I don't have a clue.
Because it only does a loop. And I think now it has it's hard to say. Downtown Disney. It has a stop in downtown Disney and then a stop in Tomorrowland. And the weird thing was that when we were there 13 years ago, it was very unmagical, but I didn't know that. And so you have to have a ticket to ride the monorail.
Oh, yeah, you have to have a park ticket. Yeah, I do know that.
And so we'd done, one day at Disneyland, at Magic Kingdom, Disneyland, and then the other day at California Adventure. And I realized, oh my gosh, I've come all this way and I haven't ridden the monorail, and they wouldn't let us ride, which I kind of understand, but I was a little miffed. I felt like that could have been a little pixie dust sprinkling to let it we just want to take a loop to say we'd ridden the original one. And then when I was there this time, they still let you ride in the front on those, but it was closed that day. They weren't doing it that day I was there.
Of course they weren't.
I wanted to get on there so bad. All right, so Karen says it's transportation because they used it to get to the back of the park, and that's smart. Like, I've actually never thought of that. You'd have to time it right, I guess, depending on what you were doing. I'm totally good with it being transportation. But it is something you would, so far these other ones you can ride without a ticket, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good question for social media. If you have to buy a ticket, is it transportation or does it become an attraction? I'm going to have to think about that. But I like Karen's answer. And I kind of like Andrew's answers, which is yes. All right. So for the next one, it's one that I avoided as much as I could for as long as I could, which is the buses. And look, I've started to enjoy them. So when we go next weekend, if I go to the parks by myself to go, like if I go to Beacon Barrel, if I get a reservation, I'll go to it. I'm trying to get it for 3. But if I can't get a reservation, I might go over there by myself and just go see if they'll let me go in on my own. Like they might have a bar stool empty, right?
Yeah, you never know.
Maybe not. Um, and I've started to really enjoy the bus ride. I didn't before, and maybe it's because I don't have a stroller and 3 kids who are half asleep in them. Maybe it's because everybody's independent and on their own, and most people are sitting on their phones now anyway. But I've really enjoyed it. I can always kind of get some work done on there. Like I can post a video or edit one while I'm, what is it, 20 minutes tops usually,
Yeah.
depending on the stops.
So I'm gonna to the Disney executives listening to our podcast. Here's my gripe. We pay premium price like this. Okay, let me back up. We pay premium price to stay at deluxe resorts. FYI, we stayed at Kidani Village this last time. In the morning time, they have a bus that goes to Kidani Village and a bus that goes to Jumbo House for taking to the park. Now to come home, they make you both ride on the same bus.
Hmm.
When we stayed at Jumbo House, there was a couple times where the buses were too full and we had to wait for another bus. This last time it wasn't that bad. But it's just like we were going to the Contemporary for dinner. We left downtown Disney, got on the bus. I say downtown Disney, excuse me, Disney Springs.
It's okay. I forgive
Got
you.
on the bus, and of course it drops off at Wilderness and goes to Contemporary. My gripe is I'm paying premium price for a premium hotel. I feel like you should get premium transportation. At least the deluxe hotel should have their own buses. They should be sharing. That's my thought. And I'm going to say, well, people and expenses and stuff like that, you make enough money.
It's those little extras. It's those little
Yeah.
extras that keep us coming back. Yeah, I have not. So, in saying that I love the buses, I have not experienced a crazy bus in a while. It's been a long time since I've been on a bus where it's standing room only, and you got poor tired kids. I'm not mad at them, but I get it. They're exhausted. You're tired. You spent a bunch of money. You got 30,000 steps. Which is that a form of transportation? Are we our own transportation with feet? Yeah. It's probably the most commonly used form of transportation at Disney. So I can understand not wanting to ride the bus. And look, coming back on a boat from Epcot, even if it's just to the beach club, magical. Doing the same thing from Hollywood, magical. Being on the monorail, magical. And there's something that makes you feel kind of rock starry, being able to get on that boat and get off at the Polynesian and head right to your room. I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's awesome. Or the monorail coming in, knowing that you're staying there and not just going down to go to the gift shop like I normally am.
So I talked to a cast member last time because we stayed at Coronado Springs for the New Year, Christmas and New Year's Eve. And of course, when we left, with it being after midnight because they had the fireworks, they had roped off turnstiles for our resort. I'm like, great, it's going to be a long night trying to get back to the resort. Well, in a matter of 15 minutes, they had it emptied and everybody was on bus. So as a cast member, a transportation cast member, said, how does that work? Well, it's all off of your Magic Band. So they get a amount of guests. They can figure out how many buses they need that night, depending on who has still in the park and who's left for each resort. So if you're staying at Pop Century or whatever, and you're like, wow, we're going to have a long time. Well, you might, because they only have 2 buses running. But if you're staying at Coronado Springs and they look at the amount of people they got there, they may have 4 buses running. But we were in the middle of the pack of the turnstile, and in 15 minutes, we were on a bus heading back to the resort. I thought it was going to be several hours before we got back to the resort.
That's interesting.
So they got it down to a science. It's just wished, like I said, the deluxe guest got a little different treatment. Like I said, it's coming back slowly but surely. And I did drop a line when I got my questionnaire when we got home, but my email about it. But we've always loved the buses, and um, the drivers make the buses. We've had good drivers, and we've had drivers that want to cut up with you and tell jokes and ask questions. You got some that they're there to drive, and they're going to drive, and they're not going to say a word to you. And hey, I understand it's their job, but it helps when you've got that 20-minute bus ride from wherever you're going, and he's playing music and she's playing music and playing trivia with the kids, and it makes
Well,
it.
and that's something I was kind of wondering. Do they still do the trivia stuff? Because, and I wonder if people complained because they just wanted their kid to go to sleep.
Back in spring break, we had one guy. We ended up getting him twice. He had must have worked back to back days and went and drove two different parks, but he told the same jokes both days. But they still do it.
Did you ever see the guy, the blonde dude who sings on the boats?
No,
There's a guy, he's awesome. And I don't know if he's still there or not, but I could probably find a video of him. But he would drive the little, what did we decide they were called? Resort launches.
launches. Yeah.
And would, um, he would sing the entire time, like almost kind of opera esque.
Wow.
And he was awesome.
I will say the other place down the street, into the dark part of Orlando, their buses, um, or their boats in the buses all play music.
Oh.
Like ours plays, the park instrumental, but they'll play different types of music.
I mean, this lady's killing some Frozen. I don't
Hmm.
know if that goes out to the world or not, but I mean, that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
But there's always someone who's like, I wanted to read. You're ruining my boat ride. But I don't see
Always
the
a drunk in
guy.
the crowd.
He was awesome. Um, yeah, I enjoyed those little touches on the bus. Always thought that was cool as well. All right, what's next after buses?
Um, what is next after buses?
Yeah, that's what
So
I
Karen,
was.
Karen put a thing up there. Does Main Street vehicles count as an attraction or transportation?
Well, I think if trains count, then they do too.
That's what I was thinking.
And I just did that for the first time this year. I've never done that before.
The omnibus?
Mm-hmm. And because we're always rope dropping trying to get somewhere. In California, I felt like they lasted all day long. And Karen, you might know here if they do it all day long, because now I'm on a quest to do all four. Like I might get up early because if we have a relaxing weekend at in Sassagoula there, I usually get up 6 o'clock, something like that. I might go over to Main Street and just ride all the cars.
Yeah.
And the horse-drawn carriage as well. But the Omni Mover, I will tell you, that's really cool.
That
And
is
what
cool.
I want to just set the camera up and get all of the windows, and then get pictures, and then on both sides. I don't know if they'll let you ride up and back. I can't remember. Sometimes they tell you it's one way. Karen says the omnibus is her favorite as well, unless it's the horse-drawn trolley. But that's the first time we've done that. I wasn't even sure how to do that. And I hope they never get rid of that because it's really cool. And those horses come from Fort Wilderness every day, where there used to be a train ride.
Yep. That is correct.
Yeah, Karen says it's not all day anymore. In Disneyland, those things ran all day long. All right. Skyliner.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Oh, is it? Oh, ye of little faith. All right. I'll pause Skyliners for a second and give you the rafts at Tom Sawyer. We forgot about that during boats,
Oh, yes, we did.
but they're gone.
Yeah.
They're
And the
extinct.
gondola. Did you put the gondolas in there as well?
The gondolas.
The Magic Skyway gondolas?
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Skyliner.
Yeah. Well, no, the one that went through Magic Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I just that's so long ago.
Yeah, I never got to see that. That was before my
I,
time.
I think I did, and I have no recollection of it. But we did have one. We had one at Busch Gardens, and that one sticks out in my ride because the old Skyway it closed in '99.
Yeah, that's
So
right before I started going.
I think the Skyliner is incredible, and while I do think that they should add another monorail, I think that would be smart.
Mm-hmm.
And really magical. It may never happen. I do understand that it's got to be crazy expensive. You know, it's such a unique operation, but that Skyliner is incredible. And I think the most incredible thing about it to me is how it stays cool.
Yeah, with those vents, that's it.
That's it. I thought there's no way this is going to work. There's no way. It's going to be horrible.
Just the opposite. We were there when it was 30 degrees and they closed all the vents. I'm like, it's still going to be cold there. It was quite, your body heat warmth.
Really?
You're comfortable. Yeah, I thought we were going to freeze our butt off. Nope.
I just think that's a great way to move people around because you've got, again, you found something that people want to do, right? Like all of these, I want to ride a boat every now and again. I want to ride the monorail every again. I've even started liking the bus when it's my choice. Rather now in the mornings we drive, right? I don't have a problem driving. We get free parking with our annual pass, so it doesn't bother me to do that. And that way we're always running a little bit late anyway. So by the time you add in a bus or even a monorail, depending on the lines, we could miss something. So I don't mind driving my own car. I don't know if that's a separate category for transportation or not, but
No,
Disney doesn't operate my car. So we'll do things Disney operates. But those Skyliners, and I know they do get backed up, but I feel like that moves a lot of people. Like that's pretty incredible, right?
Oh, tons of people.
And
Tons of people. Like if you, I'll see every now and then on the post on Facebook on different groups of the lines of people at Pop Century just waiting to get on a Skyliner.
and we stayed at Riviera, but I think that's the only time we've stayed at a resort where the gondola was truly transportation. Every other time it's like, hey, let's go take a Skyliner ride. Just for fun. Or what's really great, if you need to get somewhere, you can take, like, let's say you're going from Epcot to Animal Kingdom. Then you can take the Skyliner to whatever resort you want and then take their bus to the park you're going to.
We've done that. We've gone to Hollywood Studios and hopped the buses there.
Mm-hmm. Because there are times where the buses are not going where you need to go.
Very true.
I would never take a bus to a water park. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, or mini golf. I'd drive.
Yeah, I gotta have my stuff. I mean, I guess if I didn't have a car, I might. All right, are we at the last one?
I think that's it.
And then that leaves minivans as its own category and topic section of the podcast. And that by far, well, I'd still rather prefer a monorail, but those minivans are awesome.
Oh, they're good when you're in a pinch.
Yep. I mean, and it's, or a nice treat, right? Like if you need to be somewhere the fastest possible way, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the driver's incredible. I mean, they're courteous. I had, when I took my son and his friends, I'd ordered the minivan and I'd misread, and you order them through Lyft, right? Yep. It's only available at Disney resorts. You can't get it from the Disney friendly resorts. They don't come like.
You don't leave property. Yeah.
No, they'll go to the airport now.
Yes, they do go to the airport.
And they'll take you to the off-property resorts, but they won't take you. They don't come up as an option on Lyft from there. You'd have to walk across the street to Disney Springs to be able to do that. And if a Lyft is $9, the minivan is like $40. I mean, it is a huge premium. And it's hard to justify that sometimes. But if you want to get dropped off right at the front of Magic Kingdom, they're going to get you there and you're going to love it. I don't think it's overpriced. I think it's expensive. All right.
Exactly. You're right.
And I think there's value in it. And I don't think it's undervalued. I think you get a great trip in a relaxing car, charge your phone for a second. The driver, if you want to talk to them, is going to tell you all kinds of awesome things you didn't know. And you're going to get there quickly and awesome. But it's a lot of money.
You'll spend $60 after tip.
Yeah. And you're going to want to tip them, right?
They're very good at their job.
They really are. And I ask, because I ask weird questions, and I've had great Lyft drivers, one of which told me he was the stand-in voice for Mickey Mouse. I kid you not. I'm not kidding. When this kid got in the car and he was wearing a suit jacket and then he put on Mickey hands. I mean, I really didn't know whether to jump out or because it was weird, right, Andrew. It was strange. And he did the whole thing. And then he had a thing he played in his car with music where he got you out of the car by singing. I looked his name up. I could not find it anywhere official. He had a cast member name tag. I mean, either he was, crazy, awesome. Sometimes they're the same thing, right?
Right.
And if anyone ever gets him, I should have filmed it. And I didn't know if I just got a little gun shy because I was afraid he was going to kidnap it and traffic us.
Right.
And then he got out of the car and I forget where we were going. I feel like it might've been Beach Club. Because I think that's what, you know what it was? We had dinner at Takumite and we were late. And so he got him and he wouldn't let us out of the car because he wanted to do a spiel. And we were jumping into Beach Club to run in that back exit to get to our dining reservation.
Right.
And it was frightening and hysterical and awesome all at once. $9. Even on the $40 minivan, they don't sing to you. Not yet. They'll play music for you. Yeah, but I did talk to them and they said it's a pretty coveted job. Like I think you probably do pretty well as a mini van driver.
The young lady we had last time, she worked the night before and it's usually 6 hour, 6 to 8 hours, depending on who all shows up for work that day, I guess, or how many drivers they think they need. And she was working back-to-back shifts, and she from 7 to 2 a.m. was her shift.
But there's a lot of money in that 7 to 2 a.m. shift, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes maybe more than regular. All right. So Karen says the aqua cars.
Amphib cars.
Amphibian cars.
Amphibious cars.
And the balloon ride. I can go with that.
Yeah.
What are they actually called? We wrote them, and I do think, and tip here, if you have eaten at the boathouse, you get a substantial discount.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Because they are not cheap.
I think they're called amphibious cars.
Yeah, or
amphicars or something.
Amphicars, yeah. Amphicar, that's correct. We did it, and I think also if you have an annual pass, you get the free picture.
Yes, you do.
Which is nice.
If you don't eat there, it's $125.
Yeah. But we got a lot of that knocked off, like maybe $50, 20% maybe. I was a lot.
Yeah.
It was
Did
enough.
You know the guy that owns the boathouse owns every one of those Chris Crafts that are out there?
Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts. Those are beautiful boats.
And same guy from T-Rex and
Yeah.
Animal House. That's not right.
Rainforest Cafe?
Rainforest Cafe. Thank you. I don't know what the Animal House restaurant is something totally different.
Yeah, I'd go to that.
Right? You're on super secret probation.
Yes. 0.0.
Well, if that is okay with you, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm just not at 100%.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'll Karen, Caleb, if you're still there, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 7:30 on WW Radio, WDW Radio, and we'll find out if I got Beacon Barrel reservations.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Yeah.
That's cool.
And Andrew put a video up and got it. Did it get knocked down?
It got knocked down. I got YouTube in prison for a little bit. All because of John Wayne, but it's okay. It'll be back up here in a little bit. I'm working on it tonight, get it back up. Hopefully they won't ding me again. The joys of podcasting and posting.
And then I think we can do next Tuesday again. That's 3 in a row. That's pretty good for us.
That's a winning streak, folks.
But in the meantime, hit up YouTube. I'm working on my Disneyland video. I'm just behind. I've got a lot of video I can put up. So that'll be coming up. I didn't post over the weekend while I was not feeling well. But I'll have some shorts and stuff. Check out the one if you haven't been to Disneyland that I put up that has the Snow White wishing well. That was an incredible experience. And I mean, just free. We didn't even know it was there. We just happened to pop over and see it. And Andrew, I'm going to call you tomorrow or the next day. And I've got an assignment for you. So Thanks for coming, Andrew. Or, I'm sorry, Caleb.
Caleb.
I said Andrew. See, I need my medicine. Just staring off into distance. Well, I hope this one was okay. And if not, we're next Tuesday can only get better. So join us then. And thanks for coming.
Have a good night.